So what is new going on in your field right now that is like just exciting the hell out of you?
Oh man. Really, what's exciting to me about this field is how our understanding of these brown dwarfs, I mean, one of the reasons that we study them is just because they're there and astronomers study anything that's out there. But it turns out that these brown dwarfs are very useful for understanding directly imaged exoplanets.
Oh.
And you might be like, well, but there's lots and lots of planets, but most of the planets that we know about thousands of them.
Okay.
But we know about them indirectly. Like we study the stars that the planets orbit, and we figure out stuff about the planets based on the stars.
Okay.
But for a very special type of planet, we can directly image the planet, like we can see the light from the planet.
Right.
Which to me is just huge.
Wait, so just to clarify, what you're saying is that the thousands of exoplanets that are now in the catalog are only deduced by inference, not by direct observation.
Yes, they're direct observations of the star.
Right, but not of the planet
not
itself.
Not typically direct observations of the planet.
I don't think that's a widely known fact.
Yeah, we gloss over it because we put out these pictures of what we think the planets look like, all the Kepler releases and things like that, and they're beautiful. But my shtick is that they're like the apartment listing photos that you see on Craigslist. Like, you don't believe them. That furniture is all cardboard and inflatable and wide-angle lens and blah blah blah. Like they're artist representations of. We do have a good understanding of those planets. We can measure mass, we can measure radius, we can maybe measure some composition things.
So now how do they get those pictures? Are those mathematical compilations of what they should look like? Is that how they do that?
Yeah, it's
you mean that those are artists?
The artist representation, but they're based on reality, like as much as possible. The size of the planet and what we think, given the size or the mass of the planet, what we think the composition should be, what we think, if it had an Earth-like atmosphere.
Okay.
If it's in the Goldilocks zone, then you throw some water in it.
Or if it's really over-dense and it's like an iron planet, and if it's really close in, then that half of the planet is going to be heated by the star, and so it's going to be like molten.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so
they're realistic.
They're realistic
enough.
It's just that it is still an interpretation of what that realistic thing is.
Yeah, you're going to get in there, and the place is going to be dirty, and things are going to be a little bit crooked, and cockroaches and stuff.
Are you still on the Craigslist analogy?
Yeah, totally.
I love the Craigslist.
Exoplanet real estate.
The Craigslist of the universe. That's awesome. So here's what I want to ask you. Something that is, and I have no idea what this is, but. I read a quick article that I didn't get to finish. No, because I was in the middle of doing something, but it caught my eye. So there is maybe an exoplanet. I'm not sure where it is, or maybe it's not an exoplanet. But in measuring the dip in light in this particular place, okay, because I'm so technical.
That's what we call it. It's the dip.
Okay, so measuring the dip in light.
That's the transit method of discovering planets, the way that Kepler Space Telescope finds planets.
Normally that is measured in a cyclical time base because there's an orbit.
Yeah.
But now they found this dip in light someplace that is an anomaly because it's not doing it on a regular time schedule.
Are you talking about Tabby star?
Tabby
the
star.
Alien, but we're not calling it Tabby star. We're calling it, except that I have a hard time pronouncing her last name, Boyajian. I think her last name is Boyajian because it's a. Anyway, it's another gender thing because men tend to get things named after their last name and women tend to get things named after their first name, and we're trying to treat everybody equally, and so we're trying to call it Boyajian star instead of Tabby star.
I gotta tell you something. Tabby star is a lot better than Boyajian. Chef